Well, we finally got the motor hung on the boat. When I got it on, I ended up finding out that my throttle cable was snapped. So we had to go out and buy a new throttle cable. Work I had to do on this motor is I had to put a new seal on the back cover here. I was getting an oil leak that was drip when it would get hot. And while I had it apart, I also threw a new bearing in the upper part here. So that was what we were working on reassembly for today. And then we also ran a new fuel line, ran a longer one so I can get the fuel tank up inside if I want to, or I can hide around the backside on the deck. And then I wanted an extra long battery cable so I could put the battery all the way up in front there. And thinking about it, I was trying to figure out what the best choice for a battery cable was. And what I did is I went out and bought a set of these for like 20 bucks. And I just cut the jumper cable ends off of them. And for the back side here, I took some crimp-on solid copper end connectors, and I put those on. Actually, I took them and I dented them a little bit where the wire would still fit in them. And I put a little bit of solder paste inside, threw some chunks of solder in, held them with the, so this is the open end here, we'll use this hose clamp, and the connectors down here. I just took it, grabbed it with the pliers here, held it in front of the torch until the solder melted, then took it off to the side and then jammed the cable in the end of it. So I've done, I bought purpose-made end pieces and little solder slugs off of eBay to do that. I figured I could do just the same with this. So that's how I got this end connected. I'm going to do the same thing on the other end inside the boat. I got a battery cutoff switch that I'm going to throw inside just so I can turn off all the power. That'll be between the battery, the motor, and the fuse panel inside, or breaker panel. I got a grounding strip that I'm going to mount so I can run all my ground wires to one spot and then back to the battery. And I don't think anybody's showed anybody inside the boat yet. But for the electrical, mounted a little opening down here, and then here's our breaker panel that we're going to put in. And we can run all the electrical back up to the back side here. We can also store a few things underneath there. Like I said, I'm going to drop the battery up in the front there. So, not much further today. Spent a lot of time monkeying with the motor. Now that we got that all set, it runs and we're set to go that way. Of course, hunting closes tomorrow for a week, or I should say for 5 days, and the next weekend I'm out of town on a vacation with my wife. So it'll be a while before we get her out hunting, but hopefully next Friday afternoon, since I have school in the morning and I'm off in the afternoon, I might be able to get out to the marsh and take her out for a trial run. In the meantime, I'm going to paint the inside here. We'll get the doors on and then get the shelves run across the front here. Oh yeah, we still have to take the top off and put some PL underneath to rehear it, and then screw her back on. So that's what we got for now. It's all the annoying little stuff that make these projects take forever. We're not hooked up to the trailer. The reason we're not hooked up to the trailer hitch is because of one minor thing. When I put the boat on the trailer, I forgot to make sure that this was going to swing and make this. So I was able to get this wedged underneath just about to the right height. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the bolts off of here and slide this thing forward far enough so we can actually turn it. I'm hoping I can just slide it up to here and call it good, because I want to make sure it stays out of the way of this guy. We'll see what happens. Well, it's a little late, especially with the sun going down early nowadays. So this is what we got done tonight. We put the front side and the framework in for the seating area. We ran a line of polyurethane caulk down the base. The combination of seal it and anchor it in place. As you notice, my switch panel's down there. I kind of did that intentionally so both is protected. And then if I have some switch turned on when I'm hunting, I want to have a lit up rocker switch showing. I'm going to put a partition wall in here, so that'll be its own little cubby down there, so I don't have to worry about something getting in there and whacking the switches while trailering down the road or driving the boat. And what else do we have? I think that's about all the excitement. The only other thing we did is I put this brace in, I'm taking it out. I'm getting just as much support from these two cross pieces up here on top. What I will do though is I'm going to cut this off at a 45 because I've whacked my back on that more than once. So don't need a sharp edge hitting me in the back every time I stand up. That's about all we got for right now. Well, I'll take you a quick tour on the inside of the blind. I'm getting ready to shoot her with paint. So what we did is I didn't like the way I originally did the doors. So we have this one split back here so I can open this guy up, get down to the switch panel and the electrical. And when you go around this way, this one opens up here for under seat storage. And the same, that guy opens that way, that one opens that way. And then we added this nice shelf in across the front here, which also helped to stabilize this whole front before if you push on the center here. You get a bit of a bow in it, but that helped strengthen it in real nice. So our plan is now to remove all the crap from inside the boat, give it a quick vacuum, and then we're going to shoot the roof and the inside with some just basic black Rust-Oleum. I'm not going for a high durable finish here, I'm just looking to put color on it. So that's what we're going to do now. And then for the floor, I completely forgot that I had a roll of rubber matting that we had thrown out at work probably about 4 years ago that I rolled up and threw in the corner in case I ever needed it someday. Well, you know what? That's going to work perfect in here. It's a nice black rubber mat, anti-slip mat, so that's going to work good in here, and I have enough probably to put one down and then keep a section for a spare for future use. So that's where we're working right now. Okay, we're all shot up with paint now. I just didn't do the very roof part because there really was no point in doing it. And with that being lighter up there when it's dark outside, it reflect a little bit of light inside the boat when you turn a light on, so it won't be quite as bad in there. Open the door, take a look inside. I still have to cut the mat for the floor, but got everything painted up. Not much else to see. A few more modifications to the boat. Took the power winch off the other boat and put it on here because this is not fun to crank up by hand by yourself. Threw some more grass on the front, down the sides. Tuck some regular grass in, give it a little bit more contrast in color and shape. A little bit on the back. Then I went over it with brown spray paint, trying to darken it up a little bit because this color of this grass is a little bit too light for cattails. Also put a makeshift extension handle on. I gotta fix that. The bottom screws came out on me. Once I decide if that's the height I want it at, I'll weld something up and put it on there. But this pipe clamp one has been working pretty good so far.